superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Hey everybody, you guys have been asking me all about Justice League. They showed off all these new costumes. They're getting ready to film a bunch of new scenes. So there was an interview that one of the producers did, so I'm going to play that, then I'll talk about what's going on. There is a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video, and I'll name a new winner at the end of the video. So here's that interview.
Is there anything that you could tease about Justice League?
Well, I think you've seen some things out there, right? And we're excited about the film. Of course, you know, we were saddened by the events that caused Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder to have to leave and turn the reins over to Joss Whedon. But he was already working with us on some of the scenes for the additional photography that we're going to be doing shortly, and it was fortunate that, you know, Zack convinced him and he agreed to step in and finish the movie, help Zack finish his vision, and we're excited about that.
So if you didn't know who that is, that's Charles Roven. He's sort of like the other big piece of the puzzle with Geoff Johns and Jon Berg at the top of Warner Brothers DC movies. Charles Roven's been involved a lot longer than Geoff Johns has. Geoff Johns and Jon Berg are sort of the newer pieces of the puzzle. He acknowledges the circumstances around Zack Snyder asking Joss Whedon to come help out write some new scenes. So I'll ask that you please be respectful of Zack Snyder and his family in the comments. Obviously, it's a very tragic situation, but what he explains is that Joss Whedon came on a long time ago and he was writing new additional photography. Right now, the movie is in post-production. Typically what happens with big Hollywood movies is they always schedule time for reshoots because you shoot your principal photography, like you write the movie, you shoot the script, but then you get into editing and you find that there are little moments that are missing that help carry the story forward. Like maybe there's a scene that you need between two characters that explains a later scene that you've already shot. So you come in later, you shoot like a little bit of extra stuff, then you throw it into the movie and then you're done. But if you're wondering why Joss Whedon was the one that they went to do this, it's probably because it has to do with a lot of the tone and the heart of the movie, because he's one of the best ensemble directors out there. Think about the Avengers in the shawarma scene. Think about the scene where they rally around Coulson after his death, the thing that catalyzes them. It's such a critical scene, but it might not be one that you come up with on your first pass of the script when you're shooting. You say, okay, we need something to bring them together, so we're going to go shoot them around this table, and Nick Fury is going to pull out this bloody card that's going to inspire them to be the heroes that Coulson thought that they were, even though Nick Fury was bluffing the whole time. So there's a little bit of humor in that, but mostly heart driving them forward, and it became this really amazing scene. So typically, like when big movies like this go into production, they already know what the big action set pieces are. You've seen a lot of them in the Justice League trailer so far. So you have this big flashback scene where you have the Amazons, the Atlanteans combined fighting the forces of Apocalypse. Really easy example of something that they knew that they needed to explain. So even before they started writing the script, they're like, okay, we need to show a scene with the history of Darkseid. We know we need to show a couple big battles with the team, and then we need to show Superman coming back. How does he fit into that part of the movie? What are these interconnected scenes where Batman goes around and tries to recruit everyone? The stuff that Joss Whedon is working on is more of the connective tissue. So a really good example of the connective tissue in the group scenes that Joss Whedon are working on, or when they're all standing around together between big action set pieces. Like, what is it that they're talking about? What things do they have in common? What are those moments of humor that they find in each other? So a lot of that's already in the movie, but obviously as they started editing things, Zack Snyder found that there were a few things he thought were missing. He goes to Joss Whedon and says, we have 5 and eventually 6 people. We just need a couple of moments with these characters that display their heart, catalyze them, and drive them forward into the next scene. So really what we're talking about is probably less than like 10 minutes of screen time in what might end up being like a 2.5 hour movie. So really it's like Zack Snyder throwing the touchdown pass all the way down the field, and then Joss Whedon sort of stepping over the end zone with just like a little bit of a bump to help out. But again, these aren't big action set pieces. They're not huge plot points. That's already been done by Zack Snyder. That was the stuff that they were shooting earlier this year. It's really just like character moments, maybe punching up a bit of dialogue, but you also might have seen that they put all of the costumes from Justice League on display at Warner Brothers. you get a much better look at the Batman tactical suit and everyone's suits in The Flash. So you look at this here, it looks so much better than in the footage that we've seen so far, which is behind the scenes footage. It's not true HD, it hasn't been mastered. So obviously the stuff that they show off at Comic-Con isn't going to look nearly as good as the stuff that you finally see when you go into a movie theater. That's something that James Gunn was talking about. He showed off a lot of the Ego the Living Planet stuff at Comic-Con. It looks 10 times better when you get to the actual movie when they finish all the special effects, especially the Wonder Woman trailer. If you look at the early Wonder Woman trailers, the colors aren't quite as bright, things don't pop on screen quite as much, but I did have the opportunity to see Wonder Woman this week. I can't really post my review till the embargo is up, and that's like late Monday night, so my review will probably just post early Tuesday morning. A lot of you have been asking me about that. Yes, it's as good as everybody's been hearing. I think it's going to be a really high watermark for the DCEU, but I'll talk about it in much greater detail when I post that video. The Flash movie is also moving along a lot faster now. It looks like they might end up getting Robert Zemeckis. I've talked about this briefly. Early on, he was rumored to be in talks. Then it kind of went away, like he signed up for another movie that was coming before the Flash movie was supposed to drop. Matthew Vaughn of X-Men and Kingsman fame was rumored to be in talks for a while. He dropped out, so Robert Zemeckis came back in. It's this big Hollywood shuffle. So you'll hear more about the Flash movie when we get to Comic-Con. They're probably just going to wait till they actually lock down a director to say, hey, this is what's happening. This is when the movie is probably going to come out. But just like the Batman tactical suit, you get a much better look at the Flash costume. And they did explain that all these wires just help keep it together because of the way he moves. So you watch the Flash TV show, you know that the costume that he wears on that looks like leather, but it's really just like an advanced fireman suit that's built to withstand the extreme temperature and pressures of the speeds that the Flash moves at. The Barry Allen of the DCEU has been operating on his own, dumpster diving, cobbling together his suit from parts of fallen satellites, things that are designed to withstand entry into Earth's orbit, the most extreme of situations. The reason for the strings are because there are so many different plates and parts that are attached, they need to move around and they rattle. They would fly off of his body at the speeds that he moves at. So it's just extra reinforcement and it makes it look extra hardcore. Think about Savitar's suit. It has plates that move around. It's made to be frictionless, but it's from the far, far future. So it's way more advanced than anything that the Flash would be able to find in today, even in the DCEU. The next trailer they'll drop will explain a little bit more of the story. They'll have had time to finish way more of the special effects. They'll have way more cool shit to show off. They haven't confirmed that it's going to drop when the Wonder Woman movie drops, but that is the most logical time. So they'll definitely be showing off new footage at Comic-Con, but I'm expecting that to be a little bit different and a little bit bigger, but I don't think they're going to wait that long. But because the Wonder Woman movie is coming out next week and they haven't said anything about a new Justice League trailer recently, they might wait just a little bit more. But just be on the lookout for them attaching Justice League footage to the Wonder Woman movie theatrical release. Marvel does the same thing. They attached a brand new Spider-Man trailer to Pirates of the Caribbean, so we'll see how it goes down. Whatever they post, I will totally do a video about it, but leave all your requests for DCEU videos. I just posted a Flash TV show video. I already have the next couple of videos for that planned, but if you have any big questions about the DCEU movies, Batman, Nightwing, anything, just let me know in the comments. Congratulations to Nona Prince, you're the latest giveaway winner. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. While you wait for everything, you can click here for brand new Flash, and you can click here for Deadpool bloopers, band material, and all the jokes they had to pull out of the movie. Thank you so much for watching. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.